Hello, people. Welcome to Relationship Mysteries. I want to thank my old subscribers and to my new subscribers, those that will be seeing this video for the first time, that will be seeing my channel and this video for the first time. I want to thank you, and I want you to watch to the end of this video because your support is highly needed. Your partnership in this channel is highly needed. So I will appreciate, especially those of you that are enjoying my content, my old subscribers and my will-be new subscribers. I want to say thank you, and I want you to watch to the end of this video. Today I'll be discussing on the topic 8 hidden things that happens when a woman's bride price is paid. You have never seen this video before in any channel, on anybody's channel. And I want to tell you 8 hidden things that happens when a woman's bride price is paid. First, what is a bride price? A bride price is a money. It can be money, it can be a property, or it can be a goods that the family of the bridegroom pays to the family of the bride in order to show respect and appreciation or to solidify the union. Let me take it again. A bride price can be money, or it can be a property, or in some cultures it can be goods that the family of the groom pays to the family of the bride in order to show appreciation, in order to show respect, and also to solidify the union between the two partners in those families. Now, a bride price can be called a dowry. There are things that happens when a bride price is paid. Sometimes we see a man that is cohabiting with a lady, and you see that the family of the lady will be mounting pressure on the lady and the man to come and pay the woman's bride price. Some people don't understand what is going on. It's a mark of honor, a mark of showing respect, and a mark of showing good gesture to the family of the bride. But what they don't know is that these things are more than what their physical eyes, their optical eyes can see. There are things that go behind the scenes that which people don't understand. Now, when the bride price of a lady is not yet paid, it is not only the family of the woman that agitates. The spirits, the ancestors in charge of that woman that gave birth to that bloodline, everything is involved. All the agitation, both spiritual and physical, all of them are agitating that the bride price of the woman should be paid. Do you know why? So that their affects, their life, their covenant, their ideologies of the two families can come together to become one. That is why you see the agitation. You will see the agitation from the physical angle. You will see the agitation from the spiritual angle. So it's not only the parents of that lady or the relatives of that woman that will be agitating or trying to call the attention of the man to come and pay the dowry of the lady. But the spirits in charge of that family will also be agitating spiritually, the two families, so that they can become one. Now, the first thing that happens when the bride price of a woman is paid is that there is what I call the merging of the two foundations. There is merging of the two foundations. When the bride price of a woman is paid, the two foundations comes together and they become one. They form what I call hyper foundation. When what is in a woman's foundation and what is in a man's foundation, they are not yet together. You can be dating a woman, you can be in relationship with a lady. There are two ways. There are two ways that things in the life of a man or in the life of a woman comes together or flows into each other. What happens is this: when there is payment, immediately After the payment of this bride price, the two foundations come together. Once the two foundations come together, they become one. There is merging of the two lineages. There is merging of the two family trees. There is merging of the two family roots. So what happens to each individual, what happens to the man or what happens to the woman, both of them will begin to experience, they will begin to experience it. So this is what people don't understand. So marriage, that's why I say marriage is a serious business. Marriage is more than what you can see. So when there is merging of the two foundations, what happens is that the content in the lineage of the woman will come and merge with the content in the lineage of the man. So the evil in the lineage of the woman will come to merge with the evil in the lineage of the man, based on the type of spirit or based on the type of guardian angel that is in charge of the two families. If the family is in charge with a wrong type of spirit, if what is in charge of the woman's family is a wrong spirit, that wrong spirit will come to merge with the wrong spirit that is in charge of the man's family. It's a serious issue. It's a serious topic. That's why you need to watch this video till the end, so that you understand what happens when the bride price of a woman is paid. Now, if the spirit that is in charge of the woman's family is a good spirit, and the spirit in charge of the man's family is a good spirit, that will be merging. So good things automatically, a high level of favor, goodness will begin to happen to both of the partners in that marriage. If the family of the two of them are evil, the two evils will come together, and a higher level of evil will begin to happen in the life of the woman and in the life of the man. That is the first thing that happens. Immediately the bride price of a woman is paid. And that's why I said before, there are two ways that things flow into the life of a man or a woman, is through relationship or sex. Yes. When you are sleeping with a woman, you are making contact with what is stored in that woman's foundation. When you are sleeping with a man, you are making contact with what is stored in that man's foundation. So when you are sleeping with a woman, you are sleeping with her lineage. When you are sleeping with a man, you are sleeping with his lineage. So that thing you call sex is more than pleasure. Life is being transferred to you unknowingly. So life or death are transferred to people through marriage or sex. Having made this point, I will go to the second thing that happened. Immediately a woman's bride price is paid. There is exchange of family traits, qualities, characteristics, spiritually trust. Exchange takes place. You understand what you understand what we mean by exchange? Give me this, trade by barter. Give me this, take this. That is what happened. So once the bride price of a woman is paid, there is exchange of family traits, there is exchange of family characteristics, there is exchange of family features spiritually, unknowingly to the two partners involved. So once a woman bride price is paid, there is exchange between the two foundations. The woman's foundation will bring what it has into the man's foundation. The man's foundation will bring what it has into the woman's foundation. So the two foundations, the two lineages, tend to now become one. So you will now discover, because of this exchange, the children, the seeds that will be born through these foundations or through this marriage, definitely they will inherit both the paternal characteristics and they will inherit both the maternal characteristics. That's why sometimes if a child is given birth to, they will say if the child does not resemble the father, the child will resemble the mother. Are you now getting it? So once a bride price is paid, once as a man you have gone, you met a lady, you loved her, you proposed to her, she accepted, you went to the lady's family, and then you agreed with them, through the vehicle of traditional marriage or other means through which your culture or your race they consolidate marriage, you pay the bride price. Immediately after the paying of the bride price, there is exchange of what I call family spirits. The spirit in charge of the man's family definitely will be transferred to the woman. The spirit in charge of the woman's family definitely will be transferred to the man. So what happens is that what happens to the man will begin to happen to the woman. What is happening to the woman will begin to happen to the man. That's why you see sometimes immediately after marriage, a certain kinds of ugly incidents will begin to happen to the man. A certain kinds of ugly incidents will begin to happen to the woman. And sometimes people don't understand. Sometimes a woman's foundation of family can have a wonderful lineage. The woman can be coming from a wonderful family, a wonderful foundation. And then the woman will now come to get married to a man that has a very bad foundation. And sometimes the woman unknowingly, she will begin to experience some funny negative things in her life. And then she will begin to ask herself, where is this thing coming from? Now, for instance, let me now tell you a story. Please, that's why I want you to relax. It's not a video I can just rush. I want you to have a proper understanding. If you are a fan or a subscriber, cool down and watch this video to the end. Don't skip this video. It's very important. Especially if you are yet to marry, for the sake of your children, please listen very well to this video. Now, what happened in this story is that you have this lady. She came from a wonderful foundation. She got married to a man. Now, this lady stayed years. Anytime she takes in and she delivers that baby, within a space of 1 month or 2 months, that baby will die. And this ugly incident continued. And one day, this lady, she got tired. Now, she met a man of God that prayed. And thank God for that man of God. The man has, spiritual eyes to see. The man saw in the realm of the spirit that the man is coming from the family of strong native doctors. And these strong native doctors, they have established strong family devilish altars that take away the life of unborn and both born and unborn children. So what happens is that anytime that this woman, she puts to bed, in the realm of the spirit, that baby will drop on the altars of these native doctors in the man's family, and then they will take the life of that baby. So you could see from this story that nothing was wrong with the woman's family. Nothing was wrong with the woman's foundation. But the bad incident that was happening to her was coming from the man's side. Why? Because through the vehicle of lineage, through the vehicle of bride price, the spirit in charge of the man's family has been given a legal right to operate in the life of the lady. So through bride price, spirits are legalized to operate in both families. The spirits are legalized to operate in the life of the man. The spirits are legalized to operate in the life of the woman without permission, because bride price have given them permission to operate. So marriage is more than I love you. Marriage is more than she has a big back or a big front. Marriage is more than 6 parts. It's a serious business. It's a business of destiny and future. It's a business that determines whether your life will rise or will fall. That's why you see some men, immediately they got married to a certain kinds of women, and these men, they have been doing well, all of a sudden they will start collapsing in their business. Their companies will start going down. And they'll be asking, what is happening? What is happening? The man's foundation might be right, but if the woman's foundation has a strong evil in it, it will overshadow the man's foundation, and the man will begin to experience issues. So whenever marriage occurs, there is exchange of family qualities, there is exchange of family characteristics. That's why sometimes you can see in a marriage that a child will begin to exhibit the characteristics of his paternal people, and sometimes the child can equally exhibit the characteristics of his maternal side, because the bride price have made that exchange possible. The third thing that happens when the bride price of a lady is paid, a woman is paid, is that what happens is that there is what I call the flow of light and darkness in both families, or what I call the cross flow of spirits in the two families. So you will see evil things are permitted to happen in the life of the woman. Evil things that are coming from the man's side are permitted to happen to the woman, while the evil things that are coming from the woman's side are equally permitted to happen to the man. That is why I told you right now, there is a flow of light and darkness. There is a flow of negativity and there is a flow of positivity in both families. So if what is in the foundation, in the roots, in the lineage, in the bloodline of the man is good, what happens is that automatically those good things will begin to happen to the woman. If what is in the woman's foundation or family is good, what happens automatically is that good things in that woman's life or foundation will begin to rub off on the man. So there is flow of positivity, there is equally flow of negativity in both families. That's why I always tell people, who you marry decides your destiny. The type of man, listen, the type of man or the type of woman you marry determines how far you will go in life. There are kinds of people, if you marry them, you will go down. There is a woman you marry, you will go up. There is a type of woman you will marry, your life will take a downward journey. There is a type of man you will marry. If you have a great destiny, that great destiny will be brought automatically. It will be brought to a stop. You will not amount to anything again. Bride price legalizes flow of light and darkness in between the two families. So what it means is that whatever that is obtainable in the two families are permitted to happen to both the two partners in that marriage immediately after the payment of bride price. Remember, I said again that another way through which things happen to people is again sex. Now, when you are making love to a man or a woman, you are not just making love only to that person, you are making love also to the ancestors that gave birth to that person. Very important. So what that sex has opened a door for the spirit in the life, in the lineage of that woman to begin to affect the man. Sex opens a door in the soul of people that makes it possible for the things that are obtained in the two families to begin to happen to both individuals. So there is a flow. The fourth thing that happens when the bride price of a woman is immediately paid, this thing takes microseconds to happen. It's not things that take years, microseconds, they have taken place in the realm of the spirit immediately. And you begin to see the effect in the physical. Another thing, immediately the bride price of a woman is paid, the destiny or the outcome of that marriage has already been decided. Whether that marriage will survive or fail, immediately that bride price is paid, the destiny or the outcome of that marriage has been labeled. If it's going to fail, it has been labeled there. If it's going to succeed, it has been labeled there. If what is in the foundation of the woman is that no woman, no lady that is from that family that got married to any man will stay in that man's house for more than 3 years. Once that 3 years is up, something, a negative event will happen, and sometimes the lady can be manipulated to start misbehaving. Sometimes this a strange influence will come on the lady. She will start misbehaving. This is a woman that don't used to cheat. All of a sudden, she will start cheating. Are you getting me? That woman that she cannot stay more than 3 years or 2 years or 6 months in marriage. What I'm saying does not only happen to Africans. It cuts across races. It cuts across cultures. It cuts across tribes and tongues. It happens everywhere. America, Caucasian, anything. Hispanic, it happens everywhere. So once the 3 years is up, a negative event will happen. A divorce or a breakup will happen. The woman will return back to her foundation. If in the family of the man, maybe the man is, has been scheduled in such a way that he cannot remain faithful to one woman. Immediately after marriage, event will happen that will make the man to start misbehaving. Before you know it, the man will go and impregnate one woman or the other. Before you know it, that marriage will scatter. As a result of what? Because the destiny and the outcome of that marriage has been authenticated. Immediately the bride price or the dowry of the woman has been paid. Once it's paid, the destiny, what will happen in that marriage, the event, the outcome has been decided. So, and there is nothing the two individuals can do about that, because that marriage is more than them. Marriage is involved the union of lineages. Marriage involves the union of two ancestry. It involves the union of two bloodlines to become one. And those things are more powerful than the two individuals involved. Except they have a higher revelation from God's word that can save them. In that way, they can escape. But if they don't know God and they don't believe in God, and they don't know the word of God, the destiny and the outcome, what has been written by the ancient men in that family, by the ancestry, the bloodline in that family, will begin to happen to those two individuals. Are you getting me? Also, sometimes immediately after a man has gotten married to a woman, all of a sudden the man or the woman will come under a strange infirmity or sickness or illness, something they don't even know about. Sometimes you say, but in our family, in our lineage, we don't know people from our lineage to have this kind of disease or sickness. So where is it coming from? It's coming as a result of the merging of the two families. So both of you have inherited by the spiritually. The man have inherited qualities, characteristics in the woman's family. Spiritually, the woman too have inherited every content, whether good or bad, in the man's family. So two bloodlines are operating in each person's life as a result of bride price. So bride price is more than dancing and snapping of pictures. Sometimes you see people, they are snapping, oh my God, all those things. They react to it. It's more than that. Spiritually, a spiritual garment has been given to the two individuals immediately after the payment of the woman's bride price. So the destiny and the outcome of that marriage has already been decided immediately after the payment of the bride price. The fifth thing that happened immediately after the bride price of a woman has been paid, the fifth thing that happened is that the quality of the offspring, children, that comes out of that union has already been decided. That's why you will see yourself, you will say, why is this family, why are they always producing stupid children, foolish children? Why is this marriage? Why are this partner? Why are they producing stupid and dull children? And sometimes you will see a child coming from a particular family. They will be so intelligent. They will be well behaved. Do you know why? Because immediately after the payment of the bride price, the quality of the offspring that will come out from both of the individuals have been decided. And there is nothing they can do about it. What I am saying does not rest in your power. It does not rest on you to determine the outcome. You don't have a say. Because you are not the first person. That blood flowing in you has followed the highway of generations to come to you. So the blood in you is not new. It's the blood of your ancestors. It's the blueprint, your genetic blueprint, that is flowing in you. So there is little you can do. So it's not about I forbid it. It's more than I forbid it. So you need to understand what happens when you pay a woman's bride price. So you don't just see a woman outside and you carry her anyway, anyhow. Maybe she is wearing a wonderful clothes, or a man, or maybe the man is driving a powerful Jeep, or Benz, or Lincoln Navigator, or Rolls Royce, and you say, oh, wow, let me know. You need to examine where they are coming from. You need to make inquiry. That's why in my culture, when you want to marry, there are people they will send to go and make inquiries about the woman's family. or the man's family. Marriage is more than living in a city. There is a source that gave birth to that man. Go and find out about that source before you say I do. Because immediately bride price is paid, the quality of the children have been decided. Whether you are going to give birth to children of preeminence, excellent and wonderful children has been decided. Whether you are going to give birth to children that will lead you to your early grave, children that will bring high blood pressure to you, has been already decided immediately after, based on the qualities of the two foundations involved, based on the qualities of the two families involved. So that's why I say there is no accident on earth. What happens to people in relationships and marriages has to do with where they are coming from. It has to do with the foundation that gave birth to them. Marriage is more than you. It's the union of the two families. That's why you have to travel to the man's village or the woman's village. You have to travel to the woman's village for ceremonies to be done. And they will gather their relatives telling you, this woman is not only getting married to you, they are getting married to their family. You are getting married to their family as well. You are getting married to her lineage. You are getting married to her bloodline. And she too is stepping into your bloodline. So it's more than two of you. Another thing that happens when the bride price of a lady is immediately paid is that, listen, please. If you are getting something from this content, you can't be watching without subscribing now. Just subscribe. The subscription is free. Like, share, so that other people will learn what you are learning. Because a lot of people have been destroyed because they don't have this knowledge. And if you are watching me and you're, what is this guy talking about? I beg, what is he talking about? Let me ask you a question. If what I'm saying is not important, why has a lot of your celebrities, why are they no longer in their marriages? Your celebrity, those people that act your Nollywood, some of them that act your Nollywood, some of them that act your Hollywood, Bollywood, why have they divorced? But these are the people that have to show you how romance should be done in marriage. These are people that act movies that show you how a man should kiss, how you should handle your husband, how you should handle your wife. So why are they not in their marriage again? What happened? Because what I'm telling you is higher than kids. What I'm telling you is higher than home movies. It does not matter whether you know it or you don't know it. They said ignorance of the law is not an excuse. If you don't know what you're supposed to know, what is happening to you will continue to happen, or you come across a video like this that will show you where your problem is coming from. Now, another thing that happens when a woman's bride price, the sixth thing that happens when a woman's bride price is paid, is that a foundation that is strong overshadows the weak one. Hear me very well. In your biology, you read about dominant gene and recessive gene. Dominant gene are genes that are what? Expressive, visible. It manifests. It takes over. You see it happening in the life of the offspring. A recessive gene is there, but sometimes it's quiet. Yes. So in the same way, you have dominant foundation, you have recessive foundation. Depending on the altar, depending on the strength of the altars in the two families and the sacrifice of those altars. If an altar in a man's family is strong and it has strong sacrifices on it, and the altar in a woman's family is less and is not too strong, the altar that support the foundation in the man's family will overshadow that of the woman. So what happens is that 80% of what will take place in that marriage will be coming from the man's family to affect the woman. But 20% of some things that is found in the woman's family can also happen to the man, but it will be it will be of, it will be of lesser effect, but it will be there. So what it means is that if the foundation, the altar, the sacrifices, the spirits in charge of the man's family is stronger than that of the woman, they will overshadow that of the woman. They will begin to influence both the man and the woman's family. But if that of the woman is stronger than the man's, the altar, the foundation in the woman's family is stronger, is more than that of the man. What it means that the dominant thing, the dominant features, happenings, events that negativity, positivities that are coming from that woman will be transferred to the man. It will be what will be happening to the man. I'm telling you why sometimes after marriage some people go down in life. And I'm telling you the reason after marriage some people tend to run fast in life. Some people, maybe their destiny is at a zero level. After they have gotten married to a certain kinds of women, their destiny will start flying. They will start to go places. Doors will open. Destinies, they will start seeing great things happening in their life. I'm telling you why sometimes when some men, when they are married to certain kinds of women, their companies will fold, their cars will start having problems. All their money, everything, they will not know, things will start happening here and there to bring them to zero level. Because what is affecting them sometimes is coming from the woman's family. And what is affecting the woman sometimes is coming from the man's family. And sometimes strange events and things are introduced to their life based on what is obtainable in the two foundations. So what happens is that the dominant foundation will overshadow the recessive foundation. So sometimes that's why I tell people, when you want to marry a man, if you want to marry a man and the man says, oh, I'm going to marry you, I always tell ladies, when you go, try and visit the man's family. Go to where the man is coming from. Forget about city, town. Don't only end your journey in the city. Tell the man, I want to go to your village. Very important. Go and see his source. Because where he's coming from is his source, his village. That is where he's coming from. That we are, the ancestors that gave birth from him, their origin. Go and see his origin. See what is happening. Ask questions. Ask the man, tell me about your family. Especially if you discover before bride price is paid. Tell the man, tell me, I don't hide anything, because if I discover after the wedding or marriage that you didn't tell me the truth about your family, I will walk out. Tell me nothing but the truth. Ask the man questions. Don't be afraid. As a man, ask the woman questions. Don't be afraid. Ask them questions. Tell them if they lie to you about their foundation, that you walk out. Let them tell you the truth so that you know what you are entering into. So when you go there, sometimes I tell people, go there before the bride price. Look at the woman's family. Yes, secretly send people. You can go and see for yourself. As a woman, I tell them, when you want to visit a man's family, sometimes don't just go one day and leave. No, because you are afraid of them discovering your bad character. Some ladies that if they go to the man's, if they visit the man, they will rush out because they don't want the man's family to discover their bad character. Are you getting me? So sometimes it's good when you go, look at the family, spend at least 3 days, 4 days, study the thinking pattern of the family members, the way they talk, not only the man's brothers and sisters. Watch around their kindred, the way they behave. Look for the gods, idols. If idols are in charge of that place, ask questions. Observe things. See things with your 2 eyes. Don't enter into marriage blindfolded. Enter into it with your 2 eyes open. That is this my book that will soon be coming out. And I want you to get that book. I cannot teach everything because of time in this channel. But I want you to get this my book. Understanding the spiritual implication of every marriage. That book is a must. You must read that book. If not only for you, for the sake of your children. If you are a parent and you are watching this video, you have the duty to make sure, an obligation, that all your children, all of them will watch this video, this program. Direct them to this channel so that they can learn. Let them not go to watch channels where they learn 80 things how to kiss, 9 ways to give sexual style, 9 ways how to hold eye contact with a man. Those things does not guarantee success in marriage. Let them come to this channel and learn the basic things that has to do with relationship and marriage that will guarantee success for them tomorrow in whatever they want to do. I will teach you nothing but the truth. I'm not hiding anything. So that's why I'm saying it's always good to do that. Observe. Open your eyes. Know what is happening before you pay a woman's bride price. Ask questions. Know whether what you are entering into, whether your strength can carry the battle or whether it cannot carry it. Estimate what you can handle, what you cannot handle before you pay a woman's bride price. The same thing with when a man pays your bride price. Ask questions about the man foundation, because immediately after a bride price is paid, both of you have become one. And if both of you have become one, whatever that is permitted to happen to him is permitted to happen to you, except you have a higher revelation from God's word that will create a room of escape, that will destroy those things and give you a wonderful marriage. That is the only way of escape. I say God's word. That's the only way of escape. Another thing that happens immediately, the bride price of a woman is paid, is that there is partnership or agitations between the two families. Listen well. If as a man you have a higher revelation, a higher light in you, maybe you have a seed of God, you have received Jesus Christ in your life, and maybe Jesus Christ has become your foundation. Listen. I want to give you an example. I was listening one day to a program, and Pastor Chris Oyaklomi said something. He said that there are things he will never suffer in life. I brought my seat close. I say I must hear what he has to say. He said that first, Oyaklomi means you will never suffer. That's the meaning of his name. He said some things will not happen to you. Do you know why? He said that his great-grandfathers, they received Jesus Christ and they were speaking in tongues. His great-grandfathers were tongue-speaking believers. You can imagine his ancestors were tongue-speaking believers. They believe in Jesus Christ. He said they gave birth to his father, and his father was a pastor. Both his father and his mother, both of them were children of God. They believed in Jesus Christ. He said, do you know what happened? He said, all the prayers that they were making in the time past, in the ancient time, in the previous age, he said, when he was born, he stepped into to inherit all the blessings that his ancestors provided. So when you see the man succeeding, sometimes it's not only his effort. There is a spiritual backup too that is backing him from his foundation, because his parents, his grandparents, great-grandparents, they were lucky to have met with a good spirit, Jesus Christ. So what happens sometimes to people is that if you have a strong altar that has to do with Jesus Christ, maybe God or Jesus is in charge of your family, and the woman's family, Agwishi or Amadioha or Ikoro or Olokun, what is it called? Olokun Shango is in charge. All those evil spirits, all those falling gods, they are in charge of the woman's family. And now, when both of you, when you have paid the woman's bride price, what will happen is that there will be partnership agitation. The spirit in this foundation will begin to agitate. No. We cannot allow this to happen to this guy. They will begin to tell the guy, see what is happening in this woman's family. You need to do family deliverance. Yes, you need to tell this your wife that those evil covenants in her family must be broken. And then the evil in that woman's family will be telling the woman, if the man refuses to partner with them, they will be telling the woman, leave this man, leave this man, leave this man, leave this man. Don't be in this marriage now. Why are you in this marriage with this guy? And sometimes they will try everything in order to influence or to affect the guy from a negative angle. Sometimes they can fight the guy to a point. If the guy does not have spiritual light, if the guy is not somebody that can pray, if the guy is not somebody that is giving to God's word, if the guy is not somebody that prays well or listens to the Holy Spirit, they can cripple the guy's finance, his financial life. They can inflict the guy with a sickness. Sometimes that can make the woman say, no, I know they do again. Sometimes they can influence the guy with a strange behavior that will make the woman to back out from that marriage. So whenever you pay a woman's bride price, there is always agitation or partnership between the two families, depending on the strength of the altars and where the allegiances of the two individuals are. Who are they loyal to? as a man, do you believe in Christianity? Why she believes in traditional worship is an issue. That's why I say you need to examine the type of person you want to marry. Emotion, what I'm saying is stronger than emotion. Feelings. What I'm saying is more than sexual urge. It's more than pleasure. You need to consider this. Then the another thing that happens, the eighth thing that happens, immediately a woman's bride price is paid. Is that life and death are triggered between the two partners. There are foundations that believes, because of the altars and everything, there is the oppression of the spirit of death in that family. Yes, the spirit of death can be operating in the man's family, and the spirit of death equally can be operating in the woman's family. So when both of them, when the bride price of the woman is paid, both families are joined together, both lineages are joined together, both bloodlines are joined together. So what happens is that you have a higher level of the oppressions of the spirit of death in activated in the lives of the two individuals and even in their children. That's why you will see some men immediately 3 years after marriage, the man will die. Sometimes you will see the woman after 2 years of marriage, the woman will die. Because there is an altar of negativity that supports the oppression of the spirits of death. And sometimes these spirits will introduce negative characters in the man that will cause the man to lead the woman to an untimely death. Sometimes these spirits will introduce negative characters or behavior in the woman that will help to bring the man to his early grave. So immediately, the bride price of a woman is paid. Death can be activated based on the spirit or the author in charge of the two families. And life too can be introduced based on the spirit in charge. So if the spirit in Jesus is in charge of the man's lineage, or if Jesus is in charge as well of the woman's lineage, what happens is that immediately the bride price is paid. A higher level of life begin to operate in the two individuals. Though I'm not preaching to you, I'm telling you reality. Because I see people, when it comes to the issue of foundation, they want to go to one water goddess or one native doctor, or they want to go to one white garment church, or they want to go and offer one evil sacrifice in order to address the issue of the foundation of the woman or the man. What you are doing is that you are plunging yourself into more bondage. You are plunging both you and your wife and your children into more satanic bondage. There is only one man that has power to break any covenant, to address any foundational issue, and give you a wonderful marriage, and give you a wonderful foundation. And that person, I'm not hiding it, I'm telling you in this video, is Jesus Christ. So if you have come, I don't want this video to be long. Please, I want us to get to 1,000 subscribers in less than a month or 2 months. Because what I'm planning for this channel is huge. I want to open a Telegram where we'll have a community where you can call me, you can talk to me one-on-one for counseling. Maybe you have questions you want me to answer, that you want to talk to me, to have personal interaction with me. I'll be opening that Telegram when we have crossed 1,500 subscribers. And then as well, I will tend to form a Zoom, because I can't say everything here. There are secrets you don't release in public, because secrets are power. Knowledge is power. So there are certain knowledge I can't just release publicly like that. So when I open that Zoom will be open. And when it's open, my subscriber, people that are faithful, can have a link to that Zoom, so we can interact, we can talk, you can ask questions. And then sometimes on some days I will come to my YouTube to have some days kind of podcast where you have the opportunity to call me to ask me questions. You can ask questions, you can drop your questions and everything. But I can't do those things until this channel is established. So if you are a subscriber or you are my fan, it is equally your responsibility to make sure that in 1 month or less than 1 month that we achieve at least 2,000 subscriber base. When these things are, I promise you, see these things, I say I will do it. Once it's done, it's my promise to you. So this is a family where we learn through. I hate seeing marriages scatter. I hate seeing divorce. I just see a lot of things. See, you have not seen yet videos. More videos are coming.